There's people on the list I don't recognize the name of. Okay, admit everyone, whatever. Surprise! Well, hello everyone. How are you doing today? If you are alive and well, please let us know somehow, either by switching on your cameras or by, hey, hello Arif, nice to see you. How are you? Are you feeling better today? Himansu's here as well. Hello. More people are coming in. If you cannot switch on your camera, please show that you are fine by, I don't know, reacting one way or another. Like, yes, I'm feeling super festive. Gina is feeling fine. Ryan is saying hi in the chat. I would love to see some faces. Oh, very nice haircut, Himansu. You look nice. Jen is here too. So, how many of you are ready for a session of amazing games and interactions in where you're going to learn a lot from someone else's experience and your questions and everything else? If you are ready, show us somehow, like you can switch on your cameras and dance, or you can do something else. Great. Hey, Shreya, lovely to see you. Anjali, I think I heard your voice for like half a second. All right, so what about we start with a couple of games just to get everyone in here? Like Himanshu saying faster, faster. Okay, let's go to the games then already. And then we will have a very special guest with us today. As you can see, Mara, well, I'm pointing this direction because this is where Mara is for me. Mara is one of the most recent graduates from 15-3. She has been, well, I mean, she is amazing, but she has been like one of the best students I've ever had. She's super inspiring. I am super proud of her project, and I hope that she is as proud of herself as we are all of her. So she will be here to answer the potential questions you might have about how to test your projects, your prototypes, etc. on people without it feeling that you're giving homework to your stakeholders, to your little guinea pigs. But first, what about we play a game? Do you want to play a game? Okay, so in my culture, if you do this, it means yes. Okay, good. So fantastic. Several people want to play a game. So I'm going to ask you all to switch off your cameras, please. Everyone, cameras off. Great. And in a second, I'm going to start asking some questions. If the answer is yes, then you switch on your camera. If the answer is not, you leave your camera off. Okay? So for example, if you like spicy food, please switch on your camera. Okay, only 4 people like spicy food. Only 5 people like spicy food. What? Hey, yo, 6, 7 people like spicy food. Hey, we saw a flash of Siobhan's face. Great. So if you have a sister, leave your camera on. If you don't have a sister, leave it off. I don't have a sister, so I'm switching it off. Only a person has a sister. Joel has a sister too. Nice. Next question. If you like to travel, please switch on your camera. This one is like for me, like I'm switching my camera like 5 times. If you like to travel, please switch your camera. Like Paola is the best representation of liking to travel right now. Awesome. So what about you, Siobhan, Gina, John, Ryan, Anjali? You don't like to travel? Still on. Come on, we want to see your faces. Okay. So, switch your camera on if you feel overwhelmed at school. If you feel overwhelmed at school, switch your camera on. Actually, I think I should leave my camera on because working at school is also overwhelming. It's not only about studying. Okay, so switch your camera on if you have plants inside your house. If you have plants inside your house, switch your camera on. Nice, John. So you have plants, huh? That's cool. No one else. Okay, switch your camera on if you picked up a weird hobby during quarantine, like, I don't know, something you never imagined doing, like baking or making yogurt or teaching or something. Now, this is the kind of question that makes me want to ask. What kind of hobbies did you get? Could anyone like to unmute him or herself and tell us what hobby did you get? Magic. Okay. I'd love to know more, Ryan.
Making pancakes.
Oh, okay. So the next meeting is at Jonk's house for breakfast or for reading. Okay, Ari, you did not read before, or what do you mean with reading?
Like, I didn't ever think I would actively read.
And enjoying it, you mean, right?
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Would anyone like to give one prompt instead of just like leaving me say all of the prompts? Okay, Arif, go for it.
So turn your camera on if you have your phone right next to you.
If you are connecting to this call from a phone, switch your camera on too, that also counts. Nice. Hey, Gina. Lovely to see your face. Would anyone else like to say something? Yeah, we could ask the man behind Paolo to to say a prompt. Okay, so Anjali, you're next. Say a prompt. Anything will be perfect.
I'm still thinking, sorry if it's loud. Turn your camera on if you like to read.
Nice. Who else is a reader here? Adib is a reader now. Cool. Everyone else, maybe you have not yet found the kind of book. Is anyone only child? Oh, good one, Paolo. Yes, if you're the only child, if you have no brothers or sisters, turn your camera on. I love the way Himansu is switching his camera off. Right, so only 3 of us have no brothers or sisters. My mom always says like, oh, I loved you so much that I did not want to spoil it with the next one. And I was like, yeah, sure. I suspect that what she meant is you were so much trouble. I did not want to go over that again, but I don't know. Okay, I have a crazy one. If you rather fight 100 tiny horses instead of one giant horse, please switch your camera on. So if you rather fight 100 tiny horses instead of a giant one, please switch your camera on. How tiny? That's a good question. I don't know. But it's 100, so I guess that I would rather, I don't know. All right, anyone else with a crazy idea? Like the tiny horses one? I'm not sure what that message means, Ryan. All right, by the horse. Okay, let's get a little bit more serious then. If you feel like everyone else on the batch is ahead of you on their projects and you're feeling a little bit behind, switch your camera on. And on this, I need to say, guys, you're amazing. Thank you so, so much for your for your honesty. But please, I mean, say thank you to yourselves because you're here. Okay, you might feel that you're a little bit behind, but that is not true. You're still on the roll. You are still coming to contest. You are going to have a mentorship call this coming week. Everything is going to keep on rolling and you're going to do great at your expo. So now that I mentioned that, if you are feeling concerned about the expo, if it is making you feel nervous, please switch your camera on. Nah, Ryan is like, nah, I'm not nervous. Like, I'm only gonna speak in front of a bunch of unknown people. Nah, it's not. I mean, Mara might be willing to share a little bit of her experience with her graduation, which happened recently. I don't know, something else. I would like to have one last prompt and then we move on to hear from Mara's amazing experience. Please, not all of you at the same time, okay? Like I cannot pick among so many. Okay, since I cannot pick among so many options, let's just move on and hear from Mara. So first of all, Mara, welcome.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself first?
So my name is Mara. I'm from Germany and I am the founder of Colors of Pride.
I love how that sounds, right? Like I am the founder and CEO of Colors of Pride. So guys, she's gonna share her experience with like testing her product, her ideas on real people, how fantastic, how amazingly well it went, and any other thing you might want to know. So if you do have any question for her, I suggest that you write it down so you don't forget, you share it on the chat, or you just ask like, hey, can I ask a question, and just unmute yourself. Is that understood? Yes. Okay, great. So Mara, how was the process of testing your ideas on people?
So I think actually one person here might have actually been in my stakeholder group, but I started with a chat on WhatsApp, and since I'm doing like a community project, I went in very casual, very like not academic style, more building a ritual of sending a message every morning. Hello guys, how are you? And then like this, building like a relationship with the people you want to test your project on. And then for the testing project, I went first to get to know the people so I know what can work. And then I took, okay, these are my ideas. I'm not really sure about some of them. So I split some groups. I had, since it's a community project, I had teams that knew each other. I had teams that never ever seen each other or spoke to each other or heard from each other. And like all possibilities that I could imagine in my head, I tried to somehow catch on with my stakeholders. And with that, I try to figure out, okay, what works best? What works best, not for me, but for the customers? How do they feel comfortable? And I try to not give them homework, because that's, when you're a stakeholder, then that's not just what you want. You want it to be like a fun experience. So I took small prompts that they could like focus on and have an idea of what direction I'm pushing them. And then depending on how much time they want to contribute, some wrote pages, others wrote a quick message once in a while. And like that, you get like a really good outview on all the customers you may later on have, because you will have the customers that are super engaged, always giving you feedback, and maybe even like become part of the project in some ways at some point. But you will also just have the customers that are using your product. So you kind of get like a broad view of what your product life can be later on. So yeah.
Thank you very much. That was like super useful. I'd like to ask, when you said that you did your best to engage your stakeholders on your project, and that gives you a wider idea of how of what kind of customers you will have, what would you say are good ways to engage people and make them feel part of a community? Because in your project, especially, community is very important.
So first of all, you've got to ask yourself, like, what do the people I make this product for have in common? And on that you can build. So they have all one problem in common, something they're passionate about, some reason why they want to use your product. And on that you build, you ask like a quick icebreaker around that topic, of around your like area of expertise. So for me, it was the first day we did introductions and talking about a day, and the second day we started with finding queer slang and code words, and just like that we got into a discussion of how it's perceived in different parts of the world. You just kind of try to find the bridge from fun to information. I don't know how to explain that otherwise, but like make a game a learning experience.
That's a great one. I mean, me personally, I would love to hear more about what it was like to create games out of experiences. And after that, Soraya has a question for you.
So I first started with the competition of queer slang and code words. And I personally found out quite a lot that I was very unaware of. That's like also something you will learn stuff, because you have to look up stuff for your stakeholders. And then we did, I paired them up. Some people knew each other, some people did not. Some people were both allies, some people were both from the community, some were allies and community. And with those pairs, I did some quick games as well, always just something you could do in 5 minutes. And then one pair always did like an hour and others did the bare minimum. It's always depending on how willing to engage they are. And then I did quick prompts of like, how was your day? Something that makes you safe, because safety is a huge issue in my project. We did a dream up your perfect community. So each buddy, team, whatever, would build out a concept, and then we would share in the entire stakeholder group and build out like what in our mind is perfect. And we had, what else did we have? We had like just stuff getting to know each other and trying to figure out how to connect people in a safe way, kind of.
That's super great. Thank you. Let's hear what's Shreya's question.
Hi, this is sort of like a general question. Like, I'm sorry if I missed it before, maybe because I joined a little later, but could you just sort of elaborate on what exactly your project was and how it involves community? Like, I don't exactly know. I'm sorry.
So yeah, my project is around the LGBTQ plus community, and I live in the countryside with pretty much nothing around me. And this is how I came to notice the problem that aside from the bigger cities, there's not really a community you can enter. So my project is trying to not only provide online communities, but connect people online and help them build offline communities so that even in smaller towns, that there is like a safe space available for everyone.
That sounds incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Right. Who else would like to ask Mara a question? Anything that you're wondering about, any challenge that you're encountering with right now with your idea, how to taste it, etc. Well, Shreya is on fire. Go for it.
Sorry, I just have questions. I just wanna like, what was the biggest challenge for you in doing this project, and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge was talking to other people. So in the beginning, it was very hard. And at some point, I just put it on my to-do list. And I have like a thing when I wrote it down, I have to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to be so mad at myself. So I did it. And after the first couple of times, you just get over yourself and it's not that hard anymore. And something that also was quite hard for me is when you get closer to the expo, I have kind of a problem with the fact that I don't know want my parents to attend. And because they don't know about me and my connection to the problem. So that was something that gave me anxiety in the last few days of the project. But the expo was like so much fun. It was so worth it. It's not something you should stress yourself out about. When you go in, you're going to be very nervous, and then it's going to start, and it's going to be just like a competition. It's just like a contest, just like every Saturday. You forget that anyone else is there besides the normal people.
Any more questions, guys? I love Paolo's reaction. Do you have a question, Paolo? What is surprising you? I know he's in a bus, but I am hoping that he can type. Okay, the fact that in the end it's a contest. Yeah. It is kind of a contest. There will be people attending, but you will not necessarily see their faces. Don't worry, Paolo. We are very happy that you are able to connect and that you are able to send messages. But I mean, in my experience, everyone attending the expo was like super supportive. There was so much love happening in the comments. So don't be worried about that, quite of the opposite. Also, you are welcome to invite people who already love you. So they will send even nicer messages. When making stakeholder group chat. I guess that, Joel, this is a question for Mara, right? Is that correct? So Joel is asking, was it a bit scary for you when making the stakeholder group chat?
So the thing about my project is that I kind of knew some of my stakeholders because most of them were from South. I did worry if they were going to rip each other apart because we have one pair of two people in there that they're really good friends, but if you don't know it, then you think they're always fighting. So there was something we had to state first, that this would not happen in the group. But otherwise, the only scary thing about making the group for me was to hope that everyone would get along and that I don't have someone, that is staying safe, that I don't have someone who's going to judge someone else, because community is about safety and belonging and not about judging someone else.
Arif just posted another question. Arif, would you like to unmute yourself and ask Mara directly?
Yeah, sure. So I want to ask, like, was this the first idea you had, or were there multiple ideas and you had to decide between them?
I actually had 3 ideas, and I wasn't really going to go for this one at first because I'm not out to my parents, and it's really nerve-wracking. But Sylvia just asked, like, what do you think is the most urgent problem? And so I went with this. My 2 other ones were, I wanted to do something on acting because that's a huge passion of mine, and there's nothing really for people my age in Germany where you can find auditions and stuff, or something for elderly people with for technical use, because my grandmother just moved and now my dad had to drive like 5 times there just to check the phone, and it's 4 hours. So I had like these 3 prompts, and I just went with the one that I felt was like the biggest problem.
Cool.
If any of you as well would like to share your projects and what are your challenges, and perhaps like among all of us, we can advise each other on how to test it. Now, so I would like to piggyback on what Mara was just sharing right now. And I've said this in the past, when you truly care about a problem, then it's a lot easier to get motivation. We will never be short of problems in the world. Now, the key aspect is finding one that we care very personally about, either because it directly affects us or because it directly affects people we love. And by trying to solve it, we will find the motivation because we truly want to see that change. Now, the main challenge here will be attaching ourselves to the problem, to solving the problem, and not to the way of solving it. When you are 100% sure or 150% sure that you want to solve a problem, you will find a way. If you are too much in love with a particular idea, then if that idea doesn't work, because not all good ideas work, it does not mean that they are bad ideas, it's just that sometimes they don't work, it's not the right time, the right place, the right people, whatever, something can happen, then you might feel frustrated and lacking motivation. So it's like, how can we find a problem we truly care about that it makes our heart ache, when we think about that, then the motivation will come from there. I think that Himanshu was saying that he had a question. You are on mute. I don't know if you have a question or not. No? Okay. When you wrote me too, I thought you meant that you too had a question. What more questions do you have? Go for it, Raya. Just unmute yourselves, guys.
Okay. Well, this is more of like a general, just again, question. But in the ideal case scenario, like what do you hope or plan to sort of achieve at the end of it?
So you mean at like
No, I
the
mean, sorry.
end?
True. No, like, what is your eventually as you build on the project or continue with it, like in an absolute ideal case scenario where you had again access to all the resources in the world, what would you want to like achieve? Would you want to sort of have is building a safe space community your main ideal, or is it something else? Just wanted to understand that.
So the main idea is building a network of communities worldwide, and my dream is to put in festivals and music events because I'm really passionate for art. So make festivals, make parades, make workshops, so I can combine my problem with all my passions.
So that is a fantastic way to approach trouble solving. Instead of just wondering how can we solve this problem, you pick 2, 3 main passion of yours and say, how can I solve this problem by using music? Or how can I solve this problem by designing fashion? Or how can I solve this problem by planting trees? Anything that you might be passionate about, how might we combine these two things together? It's like when imagining if this app and this other app like were combined, what will happen? So if this problem and this passion of mine were combined, what will happen? And let's see what fantastic ideas come from there. Right. So I don't know how are you about time, Mara? Like, is there a timing where you must be leaving?
I have till 5.
Okay, that means 25 more minutes for those of you who are not in Central Europe. So it's not until 5 in the morning if you're in India or something like that. All right, so let's make the most out of Mara's presence here, either by asking more questions or by sharing any fear or any concern you may have and that you would like to discuss with someone your age, because I know I am a dinosaur. So Arif, you are not on mute, so instead of typing, just say your question. Don't be sorry. Like if only all problems in the world were like that. That was very easy to solve. You see, this was entrepreneurship in action. I solved a problem. Again, if only all problems in the world were like that, don't worry at all. Okay, so I'm going to ask you all to go on the Zoom chat, okay, on the Zoom chat, not Discord, on the Zoom chat, and write down what is the thing that is currently scaring you the most about your project. If you feel that you're not scared, but yet you're encountering a challenge or something that is like you were not expecting it or anything like that, and be as specific as possible. So for example, Arif very bravely already shared the website. So what would you say that is the most challenging thing about the website? Is it creating it, making it work, making sure you're not breaking any copyright law, the design? The most specific you are, the better we will be able to help you. So everyone, come on. If you are here and you are well and you're alive, be brave as Arif, be brave as Mara, and please share what is the thing that you're finding most challenging. Mhm. Okay, I see a lot of people here. I agree with you, John. Okay, so I see several people saying things like closing clients, getting customers, getting in contact with people, finding collaboration. So finding people who can help. So it seems that you're finding a challenge contacting people, either for them to be your customers, your collaborators, or for you to hire them. What would you say, guys, that is the thing that you are finding challenging when it comes to entering communication with these people you want to? Mhm. Why would you say so, John? Why would you say that getting in contact with people is very difficult? If anyone would prefer to unmute him or herself and say it out loud, that is perfectly fine too.
Oh, sure. Um, so since you said that you wanted to build a community and sort of have people directly involved, and I think that's really interesting and really impactful as well, getting people directly involved. How are you doing it beyond the realms of maybe SOF or stakeholder groups? Are you using like social media to promote your content, or are you doing something else?
So I started an Instagram account for my business, and with regular posting, you can get quite a good following there if you're consistent. Then I think like just take a look if there are forums or other like platforms, websites where people passionate about your problem chat. There you can always find people. You have to be careful though, because usually marketing and networking is forbidden on these forums. So you can find people and then direct them over to your site, but it's usually not well perceived if you just post your like marketing or your website on another website. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yeah, also when you offer something for free, you start a chain of reciprocation, which only makes sense because if someone makes you a favor, then you feel like returning the favor. When it comes to marketing and sales, if you are providing a lot of stuff for free, either in the shape of information on an Instagram account or in the shape of free events, whatever aligns with your project, then the people attending will feel in debt with you, because if what you're providing them with is really, really useful and is actually helping them get a transformation of some sort, then they will want to return the favor. And now, how does that usually happen? They will give you money. So they will buy your products. But first, I mean, this is not like how marketing used to exist 50 years ago. 50 years ago, people had needs. They knew exactly to what shop they had to go to buy the product they needed, and that was the end of it. So marketing was around the prices and where your shop was located and other strategies. Today, access to information is so easy and so contact that it has become more of a challenge to stand out of the crowd. So the most useful technique right now is just like be 100% yourself, basically because everyone else is already taken. Okay, so just enjoy being yourself. Get a tribe of people who will effing love you. Okay, because they will want to be led by you because they really, really like you that way. And then just give and give and give and give at some point you will get back. Like, I can assure you that it really works. A lot of people will say like, but if I give everything for free, then no one will buy me anything. I assure you it will work. Like, of course, I mean, like if you give like all of your products for free, then, but everything that you can provide that is useful, do provide it. I saw a few stakeholder programs in where people were suggesting, okay, I'm just gonna get people in a Zoom room and I'm gonna explain how my project works. Who can tell me? I mean, this is not. I'm not saying that this is necessarily a bad idea, but who can tell me how to improve that idea? What is a little bit off about that?
I mean, maybe just even keeping in time with like the different time zones would be hard to get everybody on at the same time. So that's an issue I'm facing right now as well. So
Imagine that has been solved. Imagine that everyone is on the Zoom room already, and then your only plan is talking to them about your project and explaining how it works. What is a bit off about it? Arif, that is great. Please unmute yourself and say.
So I wanted to say that if you just get people on a Zoom call and start telling about your project, it will be like a normal like school class where the teacher gives the lecture and just goes, and like after half an hour no one retains anything. So in my opinion it would be better if you let people think, suggest, participate and all that stuff.
So not only, I mean, those were great. Arif, interaction, letting people participate, think and suggest. I feel that the teachers are always the ones to blame. We have great intentions, like I can promise that. But if we are all here because we believe that traditional education is outdated and we keep on repeating the same patterns, we are not going to change anything. If we keep on doing the same things and we expect a different result, we are being naive. We need to do different things if we want different results. So what I will suggest is, instead of explaining how your project works, just try the project, try it on them, and focus on what is the transformation that people are going to get with that experience. Transformation, of course, I'm not meaning like, oh, I'm going to do magic and after this session you're going to be a rabbit. Okay, I'm not talking about that, okay? But before this session, you are on point A, and after you will be in point B, or you will have given the first steps to be on the road to point B. Point A being the problem that the people on the Zoom room identify, and point B, the solution that they desire. What you are selling is the road in between point A and point B. You're not selling a product. It's not the same to say, I am selling, I don't know, sustainable boots for hiking. Okay, that's descriptive, that is okay, but it's not the same to say, I am committed to engaging people with nature through sustainability or through sports. If you say that, it's like, whoa, how are you doing that? When you get someone to ask you, how do you do that? Then I sell sustainable goods. Okay, but then you have their attention already. If you don't catch their attention in the beginning, there. It's like in school, right? What you do with your teachers when they start talking. And since I feel that I am talking for too long, I am about to send you into breakout rooms. I understand that Mara has like 10 more minutes. So since I have like a couple of questions for you to discuss in a couple of breakout rooms, and that is going to be exactly 10 minutes. If you want to ask her anything, now it's your last chance. Available for only 3 more minutes. Come on, this is your best opportunity. Do not let it go. And I'm using all of these marketing style kind of words. I'm gonna do a countdown in a random language. And if by the end of it you don't have any more questions, I will be thanking Mara for her presence and I will be letting her choose if she wants to stay or not. No, come on, Spanish is not a random language. What are you suggesting, Arif? All right. Amar, Vedrachi, Sorchi, Saspi, say.
I'm sorry. I know I have to be 10 seconds.
Okay, question.
I'm sorry. So, well, right now I'm trying to contact like public schools or like government schools where like children don't really have access to things. And I know your project isn't necessarily that specifically, but just to get your advice on it, considering you've been through quite a few processes. So, what would you recommend, like, or how would you recommend that I go about this?
So without knowing too much about your project, I would say just don't be shy to write as many schools as possible, because the only thing that can happen is that they don't answer, and it's just the same as if you don't write them. And I know it's really scary. It's really scary for me too if I ever write someone, because it's your project. You don't want people to not like it. And in general, make it short. Like later on the expo pitches, catch their attention. No one wants to read a 5-page paragraph, and only put in the necessary if they are interested in some sort of that or what you're going for, then they will respond. And also don't ask something from them, rather offer them. Like don't go, I want to ask you, more like have the confidence to step in as a solution provider, and not as I'm asking you to give me permission to give you this solution.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
Alternatively, you can write a draft in English or Spanish and you can send it to me for feedback. And I'll be like super happy to.
Definitely not going to directly to send it. Yeah.
I think that you both are addressing a very common fear, because I've seen that with people who are here in the call today. I'm specifically thinking of a couple of cases in where they have amazing ideas, amazing projects, and all they need to do is get out of their comfort zone and go ask people certain questions. And I understand that's scary as fuck. Okay, so I understand that. And believe me, my job is talking to people who do not want to be listening to me. That's what teachers do, okay? So it's practice, 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 practice. I am reading several comments that you can see as well, like, oh, I'm to blame. Wow, just listen at how you're speaking to yourself. I'm to blame because I'm not as good as I want to be with communicating with people. Okay, I feel that everyone in this room has felt this way at some point or another, mostly because we are all human beings. So, does anyone have any story to share in where you overcame this fear that you think will be useful to everyone else to hear?
So yeah, I can tell something. I just made it a priority to every day in like the end of my journey talk to at least one new person that could help me. Not like talk to, but at least send off something. So I send off some requests on maybe Instagram or other social media. I wrote an email. I talked to other like sofas that have similar problems. I just made posts that's kind of a bit of cheating, but I made posts that we're calling for people, and it's really just, it's practice, and after some time you lose it, and if it's for a new project, then you kind of gain it back again. It's you can practice it in other parts of life, that if you want to say something to a person you don't know, just say it. But be nice. So yeah.
Or even to a person you know, sometimes it's a lot harder to say things, to say important things to people you know, because you never know what their reaction is going to be, than to random people in the street. I have another idea. Could you please, all of you, go to the chat and type one thing you wish you had the courage to say someone face to face? You don't need to explain why, you don't need to explain to whom, but what is one thing, one sentence you hope you had the courage to tell someone? Remember, you don't need to say the context or... Nice. Okay, if you have felt identified with any of these sentences, please show somehow, like I'm gonna show a reaction right now. Like, yes, I totally feel identified with several of these sentences. I'm receiving private messages too, like just simply saying no. Guys, all of us are on the same boat here, okay? So let's advise each other on how to overcome that. So I I now have 3 questions instead of 2 for the breakout rooms. And I think that the first one should be, what are those things that you are afraid of saying in any aspect, but particularly with your project, like how to approach people, how to ask people to collaborate with you, how to say like, hey, I'm doing all of the work. We are not co-founders. Like, what is that? And what kind of advice can that people give you? Is that understood? Is that okay? Let me know somehow. Okay, thank you. So, Mara, would you like to stay for this, or do you need to go?
I sadly have to go.
So, well, thank you very much for being here today. I miss you guys.
We miss you too.
So if anyone else would like to say something to Mara before she has to leave.
Bye. Thank you so much. You really helped. This was really informative. Thank you so much for being here.
You're all welcome. Appreciate the time. You will miss it after it's over.
I don't know if you can see, but people are sending hearts and things and questions. Thank you very much, Mara. Let's keep in touch somehow, okay?
Yes. Bye, guys.
Take care. Rock the world, they're telling you. Okay, and everyone else, I am sending you to breakout rooms for you to discuss what are those things that you're scared of asking for when it comes to your project, like asking for collaborations, asking for advice, going to, I don't know, that particular company that you want to interview and asking them for an interview. What are you afraid of? Is it the possibility of rejection? Is it not being able to say no? Is it that, oh, are they going to laugh at me? Is it a problem of self esteem? Go to your rooms, discuss it, give advice to each other, and when you come back in 5 minutes, I'm going to ask you as a group what kind of advice would you like to offer everyone else, okay? Okay, so sending you to the rooms, and 5 minutes starting now. Tina, are you having problems joining your room? Tina? Arif, what's wrong? Joel, are you here? Welcome back, everyone. Don't worry, Himansu, I'm drinking coffee, so yay, cheers. Everyone else will be coming back in 30 seconds, tops. And while everyone is coming back, please remember what was the best piece of advice that was given within your small group so we can share that with everyone else. Few more seconds for everyone to come back. There we go. And I have to give a shout out to people asking me for help from one of the small rooms. Please, guys, if you're experiencing any challenge on your rooms, if something is not clear, if the rest of the people in your group is irresponsive, anything, do let me know. If I know that there is a problem, I might be able to help. If I don't, then I won't be able to help, okay? So who would like to share what was the best advice that was given in, in your room? And I mean the breakout room, not the room that you are at right now, just in case. All right, who was on room 1? Okay, who was with you? So,
I was in room 1.
hello, Siobhan. So what was the best piece of advice?
Oh, we were just saying, like, not to stress over it because it's a lot easier than it seems. Like, it seems like a huge deal, but it's really not.
Do you have like a personal story, a personal experience to share that proves that that is true? I agree with you. I think you are 100% right. But do you have any story to illustrate?
Not really a story, but definitely like making the website and everything. It's a lot easier than it's made out to be.
Lovely. I love that. Please remember everyone that if you think that your project does not need a website, it's not mandatory, okay? So on top of that, like it's easier than it seems, but on top of that, do not stress over not having a website yet. Perhaps you can do it in any other manner. Perhaps your project will be completely offline and that will be fine. Everyone else, what other pieces of advice did you get? Who was on room 2? Okay, Raya.
But then I was moved to room 3. So
Okay, so on 3. Anyone, please speak. If you want to improve your communication skills, this is a fantastic opportunity to try them.
I mean, I joined a little later, so I think either Arif or Paolo would be better equipped to answer that. So,
Okay, Arif or Paolo, what will you say?
So it was just not stressing too much over it, because usually most business ideas and most entrepreneurship ideas in today's world face failure several times before like actually making it big.
Would anyone else like to share? I love that Paolo agrees with both of you, nothing to add. 5 more seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna send you to another breakout room, and the question right now is, where do you feel confident about your project? What are the aspects in where you feel confident? So we talk about the things you feel worried about, especially communication, approaching people, doing a website, etc. Now, what do you feel confident about? All right, is that question clear? Okay, I see one person nodding. Thank you, Paolo. Thank you, Anjali. So sending you to rooms for another 5 minutes. Okay, shaking this a little bit and enjoy. See you in 5. Yeah, Ryan, do you see an invitation for room 3? All right, 1 second. Do not click accept. Do not. Click now. There you go. Joel, I hope you're fine. I could not find the button to unmute me. Hey, Paolo, I just saw your message saying that you just finished school. I'm so excited to know. I'm looking forward to hear how your project is going. Okay, so people will be joining in 20 more seconds tops. There they are. I really like that it took you forever to come back. That means that the conversation was being good. Would anyone like to share what are you guys feeling more confident about?
I could go. Well, ironically enough, but something that I think the both of us like discussed, Himanshu and I, in our breakout room, was that we're both actually confident enough to like be able to talk to people. So that's something I enjoy doing. Like I actually enjoy talking to people, and I like networking in that sense. So I would say that I'm fairly confident enough with that.
I can see a market opportunity there. If you were able to create like a process or an online class or something like that on how to feel confident on talking to people, I feel that 80% of softwares will buy you. So I see a market opportunity here. This is real entrepreneur thinking at its finest life. Anyone else would like to share? What do you feel confident about? Okay, Ryan, it sounds
So
like you were trying to speak. Okay, go, Himansu.
yeah, uh, I was in the breakout room and I realized that whatever the condition it is or it will be, then I will be able to communicate with the people with a good confidence.
That's so cool. I can see again a marketing opportunity for both of you. You join together, you collaborate, you create this online class on how to be fearless when communicating to people, and you break the charts. I can see that happening. Okay, for everyone else still in the room, I have a fun activity for the next 5 minutes. So I need you to get a piece of paper and a pen. This time it's important that is a piece of paper and a pen. I know sometimes I say, take notes on your laptop, whatever, that is fine. But for this activity, you do need a pen. Okay, so could you please all confirm that you have a pen and somewhere to use the pen on? Please don't paint the table, especially if the table is not yours. Okay, so you're gonna paint your hand, Arif? Sure, feel free by all means. Um, so for 3 minutes, I'm going to ask you to draw without taking the tip of the pen off the paper. Okay, so whatever you draw, you cannot lift the pen. Is this understood? Yeah, and you cannot stop moving the pen, whatever happens. So in 3, 2, 1, I'm gonna start counting the 3 minutes. And the first thing I want you to draw is your project at SOF. Draw your project at SOF. Go. Do not lift the pen from the paper. Okay, do not stop, but now draw what is the problem that you are solving. How does it look like in real life? Now draw what insights have you gained about this topic while your journey at SOF? What insights have you gotten? Draw them. Do not lift the pen from the paper. Draw, 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 draw. Now draw the solution you are providing to the world for this problem. Draw your solution. And the last thing, draw anything that is worrying you right now. Anything that worries you. Ten more seconds. Do not stop drawing. Great. So drop the pen. Look at your beautiful drawing. How does that feel? How does that look? You wanna show it on camera? Yes, you do. Come on, show it on camera. Well, I mean, that's surprising, Ari, because you are not ugly at all. So I guess that your drawing will be like amazing. Everyone, take a picture of that drawing and upload it on 16.2 General. We want to see. I wanna see those pictures. Where are them? Where are them? Where are them? Nice, Anjali, thank you. Awesome. Siobhan, the picture is a bit blurry. In case you want to upload another one, but I love that. Awesome, John, that's so awesome. But did you lift the pen from the paper? Oh no, I can see it. Okay. You even played with shadows. That's nice. Give me more, give me more. Himanshu, that's actually very good. Please share a picture of it. Okay, come on. I've only seen 3 drawings. May I see the other 4, please? And all right, okay, so while everyone else is uploading the pictures, I'm going to give you exactly 1 minute, okay, to on Discord, non-stop, type everything you think you need in order to graduate, okay? Do not send, do not click send, just type on the message like, what do you think you need to graduate, everything you can think of. Type, 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 type. Australia, lovely drawing. That's so cool. So start typing, you have 1 minute. Let's see if you're forgetting anything. Okay, I see several of you typing. What do you need in order to graduate? Write down everything. Do not forget anything. Okay, do not click send yet. Just write down everything on one message, and as soon as I say chatterful, you click send. But you are right, Himansu, the pitch is one of the things. 20 more seconds. Make sure you're not forgetting anything. Your graduation is at stake. I'm sounding dramatic now. And as you can hear, time is over. So 3, 2, 1, click send. Click send, everyone. Okay, not everyone is sharing their answer. Right, so look at what everyone else wrote. Can you share in one emoji how are you feeling after reading all of that? Answer it on Discord. That's very graphic, Arif, I love it. Okay. More emotions, please. I am finding confusing that everyone who shared 2 emojis, they seem contradictory, like someone crying and someone celebrating, someone crying, someone laughing. A very confused looking rat. Sure. Now, what would I like to say before we close the class for today? Do not worry. I was expecting you to share very stressed out kind of emojis because you guys we're ready and then it's over. Oh yeah, that's a possibility, Arif. Do not, but you were saying that in the very beginning, after your first breakout room, do not stress too much. I am about to share exactly what you need to graduate. Okay? So, spoiler is not a fully functioning website. If that is one of your main worries, like, oh my God, I am among all of my finals, I have no time to develop my website, don't. It's fine. You can graduate without a website, mostly because not all of the projects need websites. If you are freely choosing to invest your time in creating a website, we will support you and we will give you as much help as we can, but do not worry. When are you graduating? We are still deciding, but it will be most probably Saturday the 10th of July. Let me confirm the dates, okay? But I have asked for that particular day. If it's not that day, it will be on Sunday the 11th, but I will say it will be on Saturday the 10th at around our usual time.
Miss,
Okay? Yes.
uh, like how long will we have to present it in the expo, right? So how long would it be?
The expo is about 2 hours long.
No. I mean, like each of our presentations individually, how long would
Okay,
it be?
your pitch at the expo, your pitch at the expo will be 3 minutes long tops. So very short story, very long story short, the expo will be like this. Everyone graduating will introduce themselves very briefly, like, hi, my name is, this is my project, nice to be here. Then you will be introduced and you will do your pitch for 3 minutes. After that, people will vote which pitches were the best, like participants. There will be usually 5 finalists. Those 5 finalists will have to answer a question, a surprise question for 1 minute tops. And then the audience votes again for who is the winner and the 2 runner-ups. Okay, these 3 people, the winner and the 2 runner-ups, will then in 2022 go to the annuals with all of the winners of all of the cohorts from 2021. Okay, is this clear enough? Okay, good. But again, should you have any more questions, you know, we'll go where? To the annuals. It's like a bigger expo in where the participants will be the winners of all of the cohorts of 2021. Yeah, of course. So work on your pitch. Because yes, the pitch is one thing that you will need in order to graduate. And now how to write your pitch. Do not worry. Next week, you will be working on stage 12 on the platform, which is storytelling. You will learn a lot of techniques on how to craft your pitch next week. Yes, Himansu. And and then with all of that, basically in 3 minutes, what you will have to share is what is the problem you're trying to solve? Why is it important that you solve it? How is the world looking? How awful it is looking because of this problem? What is a solution you're providing and how will the world look after that? This is a very basic outline. You can change it to accommodate the needs of your project. And then you introduce yourself at the very end or whatever. There are a lot of recordings of previous expos on YouTube if you want to get inspiration. But let me share what else do you need, because this is probably what's stressing you out. In order to graduate, you need 3 things. One is the pitch. Second one is completing at least 80% of the platform. At least 80% of the platform. Okay, so 10 out of the 12 stages or 9 out of the 12 stages on the platform. So, hey, look, we are not even asking you to complete the entire platform, so don't stress. And third, what do you think the third is? Someone unmute yourself and say. The third thing is a project that you have tested. That's it. So you have validated your idea, you know it works, and then you share how you tested it. Now, how have you tested? It's completely up to you. You want to create a website and test it with customers? Great. You want to get real customers and test if they're going to pay you? Great. You want to do an online call, well, a video call with people from all over the world in where, I don't know, you do a workshop? Fine. You just have to test it with people. I've been sending you messages during this week like, hey, how is your project going? How are you testing it, etc., etc. Keep that in mind because this week that starts on Monday, we will be having our mentorship calls. And the main topic of the call is going to be, how are you testing your project? So bring all of your questions, bring all of your hopes and dreams and presents for me if you want. I believe in asking for what you want. And we will be solving all of your fears. So for the contest, you will be feeling like this, okay? Anyway, thank you very much for being here today. And I'll be talking to you during this week. All right, take care and see you soon. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Just wait, before you go,
Mm-hmm.
I have one very important question.
Sure.
Has anyone done the stakeholder video?
Some have and have sent them to me privately.
Oh, when is it due?
1 week ago. But that does not mean that you are not required to send it anymore. By all means, send it.
So I'm not even 1% done. Forget 1%, 0.5%. How
What
am I
percent?
supposed to do? How am I
What?
supposed to do this? How do I start this? Like, how do I?
I suggest that you grab your phone and you record yourself like, hi, my name is Ryan and the problem I'm trying to solve is this and that. And then you click send and you send it to me after 20 seconds. That's it. Seriously, do not overcomplicate your life. Life is complicated enough.
All right, miss. Thank you.
Anytime, seriously, we understand you are not Steven Spielberg yet, so don't worry.
All right, miss. I'll see you in our meeting on Monday. All right.
On
This time
Tuesday,
I won't forget. Oh, on Tuesday. This time I won't forget. I won't forget.
please, because I really, really want to hear all of your updates.
All right, miss. All right. Bye.
Don't worry. See you Tuesday. Bye.
You too.